All right, now we are on our lesson two. Hey everyone, this is Coach Ambo, and I will be discussing types of graphic designers for the introduction of graphic design. After we have discussed lesson number one, we have realized that graphic designing has a lot of implementation applications to the business industries, such as the marketing materials, digital media, editorial design, and many more. So now let's dive into the different types of graphic designers and how will you position yourself as a graphic designer into the market. Let's first start with print designers. So print designers are more likely specializes in creating visual materials for print such as posters, brochures, flyers, and magazines. So print designers are actually experts dedicated to craft various materials intended for physical distribution. As long as they produce tangible materials, they are called print designers. So primarily, their focus lies in refining elements such as layout, typography, and color to enhance both readability and visual appeal. A crucial aspect of their role involves close collaboration with printing professionals to ensure that designs are meticulously optimized for a flawless printing results and cost efficiencies. In their toolkit, print designers frequently utilize software such as Adobe InDesign, Adobe Illustrator, and Adobe Photoshop, but most likely print designers are using Adobe InDesign. So these powerful tools enable them to actually create and manipulate designs with number one, precision. Number two, bringing their creative visions to life while adhering to the technical requirements of the printing process. So from the Glassdoor's release, most commonly print designers are earning 61,500 per month. So that's how print designer can go along with the industry and graphic designing. So these are the examples of print design. So we have newspapers, we have billboards, we have mock-ups like on the tote bag, packagings, magazines, billboards, stationaries, business cards, etc. Now let's move on to the second type of graphic designer, and that is brand identity designers. They specialize in creating visual elements that effectively communicate a brand's personality and values. So, more likely, the objective is to establish consistency across all touch points, ensuring that every interaction reflects the essence of the brand. So, more likely in brand designing, this involves developing brand guidelines that has the logo usage, colors, what typography should designer use, and other visual elements to maintain uniformity across various branding materials. So, more likely, the brand designer is earning 22,816.50 per month according to the pay scale. So, for examples of brand designing is something like this. So, they provide brand kit, colors, how to apply their logos, how will their logos look like in print materials, how will their brand identity will look like in the mobile application that one is using. So, that includes the next type of graphic designer that I will be discussing to you, and that is the UI and UX designers. So for UI and UX designer, they design user interfaces, UI, and user experiences, UX, for digital products, ensuring intuitive navigation and engaging interactions to enhance user satisfaction. While UI UX designers really specialize in crafting the user interfaces and designing user experiences for products. So more likely, their primary goal is to create an interface that facilitate the navigation and delivering engaging interaction, as what I've said earlier. So it ultimately enhance user satisfaction because why? Because this involves understanding the user behaviors through using the ISO assessment tests, evaluation tests that they are applying on knowing if their user interface and user experience are quietly effective for the existing audience. So this involves understanding user behaviors, conducting usability tests, and iterating designs to optimize usability and accessibility. So UI UX designers employ a range of methodologies and tools to achieve their objectives. And for UI UX designer, what are they doing and what are their procedures are like wireframing, prototyping, and even user research. By integrating principles of user centered design, UI UX designers strive to create seamless and enjoyable experiences for users' needs and also the business goals if they are effectively promoting and advertising their product well. And for the examples of UI UX designer, these are its examples. So it can be website, it can be mobile. For motion graphic designer, they create animated visual content, often incorporating text, graphics, and effects to various mediums such as videos, presentations, and digital signage. So they are earning 60,808.33 per month, according to talent.com. So more likely, motion graphic designers, they central their craft into a proficiency in popular software like Adobe After Effects, Cinema 4D, and even Blender. So these platforms enable motion graphic designers to manipulate and animate graphics with detailed and bringing concept to life through fluid movements and compelling visual narratives. So through combining vision with technical skills, motion graphic designers are more likely to create immersive experiences that resonate with audiences across digital platforms, advertisements, presentations, and more. So these are more likely a differentiator of other graphic designers that I told you earlier. Because these motion graphic designers are more likely to use animation, to use moving objects in presenting their visual communications. These are the examples. Example number two. Example number three. So, in a nutshell, motion graphic designers are those designers that move objects, animate different things, and give more transitions on implementing their specific digital products into a more retention rate in terms of the viewers and audience of the brand. Now let's move on to web designer. So they craft visually appealing websites that prioritize both user experience and functionality. So they also focus on aesthetics, choosing color schemes, typography, and imagery to align with the brand's identity to ensure intuitive navigation and user interactions. To bring their designs to life, web designers collaborate closely with developers, ensuring that the visual elements and interactive features work properly in the final product. So more likely when a web designer is editing, they are using Adobe XD for prototyping, Sketch for vector-based UI design, but more likely the most popular thing in website designing is the Figma for a real-time collaboration, and also an additional software that they are using is the Adobe Dreamweaver because that integrates the design with coding. So these tools that I have discussed help web designers to create effective, engaging, and responsive website designs that can meet both aesthetic and functional requirements for the brand. These are the examples. And lastly, for social media designers, they specialize in crafting visual content specifically tailored for various social media platforms. So the primary goal of social media manager is to create engaging visuals that actually captivate audiences, promote brands, and drive user interaction. So this involves understanding platform specific best practices, trends, and user behaviors to create content that resonates effectively. So just scroll in your social media platform, and every graphics that you will saw there is made by a social media graphic designer. A key aspect of the role includes like leveraging data analytics and insights to optimize content performance through the graphics. Through analyzing metrics such as engagement rates, click-through rates, and audience demographics, the social media managers can refine their strategies and enhance the effectiveness of their visual content. So this doesn't talk about on the importance of just making it designed aesthetically on the visual manifestation, but this also talks about on the importance of designing effectively through what audience wants psychologically and understanding their behavior on how will they read through the visual communication or the visual content that you created as a graphic designer. So that's it for lesson number 2. I hope you learned something. There are a lot of types of graphic designers, and my question now is, how do you identify yourself from all those type of graphic designers that I have discussed? Who are you? Let me know. Thank you.